Hi guys, I'm Gasha. Welcome to our Coffee Times to talk about horror, and today I'm here to let you know the books that I'm planning to read during the month of August.
It's coffee time.
I don't know how, but we are already at the end of summer. We are in August. I don't know how summer went by so quickly. I think it's because it took so long for the Netherlands to get like good summer weather that it feels like we've only had so far like 1 month of summer. This culprit here wants to play with my shoes. Today I'm here to share with you my reading plans for the month of August. First of all, we have My Heart, An Open Grave by Tori Bovalino, and this is the Evil Book Club pick, which is the book club that I have over at my Patreons that I do together with a tier of demons. And we chose this one because it's a new release that we've been wanting to read. It's also a short one, so everybody's gonna be able to get through it during August, which a lot of people have holidays or trips planned, so we thought this would be the perfect one. This is a YA horror fantasy in which we are in a small village and they fear the Lord of the Woods. In this small village in Pennsylvania, there's all of these legends and tales about the Lord of the Wood. According to the legend, there is ghosts and other things in those woods that will take your children if they are unattended. But when this creature slash ghost takes one of the kids, it leaves in return a token made out of wood and bones. Our main character, Leah Jones, does not believe in this legend. She thinks it's just old tales. That is until her baby brother disappears, and of course, she will do the unthinkable. She will do absolutely anything to get him back. Not sure what to expect about it because it is fantasy merged with horror, and I've never read this author before, but I am intrigued. And in August, I'm finally gonna be reading Middle of the Night by Riley Sager. I've been dying to dig into this book. I have read all his previous books, so I just need to know before somebody spoils it for me. This follows Ethan. And Ethan, when he was a kid, he planned a sleepover with a friend. So a friend came over to sleep at Ethan's house and they decided to build up a tent in the backyard because it was a beautiful summer night in July, and they decided to camp outside in a tent where they would be protected inside of their own backyard. Or so they thought. Because the next morning when Ethan woke up, Billy, his friend, was gone. There was like a slash in the tent. Somebody had slashed the tent, took Billy, and disappeared. So this becomes an unsolved case. Nobody knows what actually happened to Billy that day. And 30 years later, Ethan, now an adult, a 40-year-old man, comes back to his childhood home to live there, and all the memories are coming back. He's been having nightmares ever since he was a kid of that night, and also now he has the feeling that Billy might be back. Not sure what to expect yet from this one, because if there's something that I have learned since I read The House Across the Street is expect the unexpected when it comes to Riley Sager, and there's going to be probably more than one twist, that is also for sure. So I'm really excited to finally be diving into this. I Was a Teenage Slasher by Stephen Graham Jones, and I'm gonna be listening to this one on audio. I have a new audio subscription for audiobooks and it is fantastic. I'm really enjoying it. I'm still on the trial period, but I think I'm gonna keep it because they have so many new releases and books that I'm really interested in. So I think I'm gonna keep the subscription. The app is called BookBeat if anybody's interested, and they have many books that I personally am interested in, so it works really well for me, this being one of them. Stephen Graham Jones and I have a weird relationship in which I don't hate his books, but there's something about them that makes them really dense and heavy for me to process. So I feel like listening to this in audio is going to be a much better experience for me. I have read The Only Good Indians and My Heart's Chainsaw, and I like them fine, but I was not like obsessed about it. This one, however, is one that I do want to give a shot because it's obviously about slashers, and in this particular case you follow the mind of the serial killer himself as he is retelling his story. So I thought that would be really interesting to hear the story from his own mind. I think this is in first person and he's kind of telling you how his life was, how everything ended up escalating to him becoming a killer, and I always love when something is told from the perspective of a villain, whichever type of villain may be, in this case a serial killer. So I have high hopes for this one, but like I said, I don't particularly love his books. I just enjoy them fine, so I don't know what to expect. Sleep Tight by J.H. Marquardt, and this is a horror book that I got from NetGalley, so I'm also trying to catch up with my NetGalley books that I got. So this is the one that I'm gonna be picking for the month of August so that I can make progress with those books. This is a horror thriller that is coming out on the 10th of September, so I thought I might as well already doing August so I can let you guys know if it's worth it to pick it up or not for September. And if you're wondering why I picked this book, is because we have another serial killer, but in this case we are following actually the only victim of a serial killer, which it's been done before, but it's always a thrill to read. We are in a rural town and somebody has been convicted for murder, and that is a man that was a serial killer disguising as a priest. So when they busted him, they found 19 dead bodies and one sole survivor, a little boy. Nearly 2 decades later, finally the serial killer is killed, is put to rest. I'm guessing he got the death sentence. And right after his death, I think it's the detective that arrested him is found dead. And they don't know what's going on, but somebody is starting to kill again. So what's going on? So we have several options here. Is he coming back from the grave as a ghost killing people? Did he have like somebody that he was grooming to become a potential serial killer after he was gone? Is it a copycat killer, somebody that was just a fan of his work? We'll have to read to find out. Then I'm gonna be reading a romance, a YA romance book, because summer normally is a month where I do read a lot of romance books, or I am more in the mood for it. But I think because this year I'm not going on actual like proper holidays, I haven't been like picking up any romance books, but I want to read this one because I did get a copy and from NetGalley, and then the author texted me on Instagram and told me, oh, you know, I hope that you really enjoyed this book, and he was really nice about it. And I'm feeling like I want a romance for August, so I decided to pick this one. It's also a new release, so I can let you guys know how it was. It is a debut novel and it's called Hiding Him by Adam Hatton. We follow Cameron. He's hopelessly single, he's really bored in his small hometown, and all he wants is to leave. He cannot wait to leave, but that is until we get a newcomer in town called Finn. Dark, tall, handsome, mysterious, and I think you guys know where this is going. This book is described as a cozy coming-of-age story, and I'm hoping to get all the like mushy, comfy vibes from this one. And even though I'm not going on vacation this year, I think, you know, it's time to read a romance. I kind of need it at this point. Heads Will Roll by Josh Winning. I still don't have my physical copy yet, but it should be here very soon. I'm really excited about this one because it takes place at a summer camp, and I think it's gonna be the perfect setting for August before summer is over to have one last horror around a camp. This follows a former actress that was on a very popular sitcom, but her reputation has taken a toll after she posted something, I believe it was in social media, and so now her PR team are trying to fix it, and they sent her to a rehabilitation camp for stars or I think influencers and actors and, you know, that kind of hit people. And when she gets there, she realizes that there's not going to be any phone, internet, nothing. Their phones are taken from them because they have to detox from media, which I think is very interesting. And of course, it gives us a lot of more like opportunity for horrors because they kind of call for help, they kind of Google things, they are kind of left by themselves in this camp. And when she gets there at the beginning, she's taking it very well. There's also some other famous people that she admires that are there, so it might not be that bad after all, so she thought, until people start getting killed. So that's when the fun is gonna start, and I'm really excited about this. Lie or Die by A.J. Clark, and this is a YA mystery thriller. I have chosen this one because, you know, November is approaching very quickly. And I have a big list of books that I want to read before November for YALC. So this is the first book that I am picking from my YALC TBR pile, if you may. And I'll see if I can include anything else this month, but if not, at least I want to get to one before we already enter September. And this is one that I already bought and had on my Kindle, so it's easy for me to read. And it sounds like exactly my cup of tea. We have 10 strangers trapped in a television studio. You know, like locked murder mystery kind of thing. It's my vibe. So this is kind of like a game like Big Brother meets Mafia, you know, the Mafia, the game that a lot of people play with each other. And you have 10 contestants. Some of them are going to be Mafia and other ones are going to be innocent. Nobody knows which is which, but they have to find out, you know, they have to discover who's the Mafia to win the game. The problem is, people start dying for real inside of the game, and these 10 strangers are locked in the television studio and they're gonna have to fight for their lives. It's a formula that always works for me. Put strangers in a room or in a building locked, people start dying, especially contestants of a game. I'm a sucker for that. So I think, you know, this sounds very promising. So this is everything for the month of August. It is not much. It is not a big TBR pile, but I want to give myself some grace, and also it gives me the opportunity to add more books as I go and add books that I'm just feeling in the moment, because even though it is true that I like to have a set TBR pile, I can also be sometimes a mood reader. So by giving myself a smaller TBR pile this month, I hope to be able to finish what I had planned and maybe add 1 or 2 books. That would be fantastic. I'm gonna be manifesting it for myself. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if you have read any of these books yet and what you thought of them, and also let me know what you are planning to read during the month of August. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I hope to see you all as always in our next coffee time. Bye!